morning once again, brethren, and great choir members. I'm glad to be here again to share with you and a continuation of our discussion, our lecture. We had the first batch yesterday, looking at shifting the paradigm, in church music. And if you look at the theme of this year's workshop, conference, is very topical, very critical and very important. Building an effective music ministry. Yesterday, just to summarize, we talked about the needed shifts because of the current global digitalization of gospel music. And like we said, you cannot be left behind. You cannot be, you can't be localized. You can't be on your own. You have to follow the trends of digitalization and using quality materials. But when you look at building, the theme of the workshop, as I said before, is talking about building. And sorry, I'll be using some of the things I do as a scholar. I talk about musical narratives, about built environment. And when we talk about built environment, we talk about bridges, about estates. You may wonder, what's this one doing with music? Yes, music has a lot of narratives about discussion, about analysis, about built environment, whether in the city or in the villages or in the community, even the built church, physical church. And then we talk about, even God said, I'm building my church, on what? On the rock. All right? Now, rock is different from sand and from normal valley, rock or mountain. All right? Building on the rock, that is solidified. And about building, from the environmental built environment, it's a process. It's a continuum. It's not just a one-day affair. Building a house, a church, and a temple or an estate has a lot of things that must be put in place. The same thing in music ministry. Building an effective music ministry has a lot of packages that must go with it before it could be what? Effective. Because effectiveness is what, as a word, is very paramount. It's central to the building. Yeah, you've heard about houses that collapse, right? Am I right? Sure. And it's still building. But that building, the structure, is not effective, it's not sound, it's not solidified. Either in the process of building, you had that 4 or 3 story building collapse, either in some of the cities in this side of the world, right? Because one, the foundation is weak. Maybe the materials used, they are not solidified, they are not genuine, they are not real, they are not authentic, they are weak materials. And this thing is very critical, is very endemic to effectiveness of a building. For instance, in building, a house, you need a block, you need to buy blocks, or you mold blocks. There must be cement, right? There must be sand. We need water, we need stone, we need workers like civil engineer, maybe civil. We need bricklayers. We have we need tankers to bring water too. We need cooks. Cooks. They are very, because if the workers are hungry, they need someone who will cook for them, and several other workers. Actually, when we talk about building, we need a land. All right? We need a land. Whether it's on the rock or on the valley, and sometimes maybe on the water. We just need a place, a space to build. And in building effective music ministry, all these elements of building must be there. If not, it's going to be a waste of time trying to build and without a solidification of materials in building. We talked about ministry. We said music ministry. It's not music club. It's not nightclub. It's not Owambe club, Owambe music. No. It's not the pop. It's not the hip hop, whatever, of the present age. We're talking about music ministry. And this ministry we are talking about, we are not saying Ministry of Education or Ministry of Science and Technology of federal government. No. The ministry here connotes commissioning, connotes a vision given to man to carry out evangelistic outreach. And in that process, different things are used: preaching the gospel, drama, music, and other elements. Even literature, ministry, or literature means of reaching out to souls. And music ministry, in building it effectively, we need to have all the packages, all the emblems, all the materials, all the human resources needed. And let me say, first and foremost, God built with those who are His. And that is where we have to start from. Building effective music ministry, like I said yesterday, start with individuals that have experienced Calvary. They've experienced transformational life, and their lifestyles have been changed. All right? Just like shifting ground that we're talking about, there must be a paradigm shift in life. Actually, that is where we start from. There must be a paradigm shift in belief. There must be a paradigm shift in conduct, in moral life. The spirituality must have come up. There must be what we call born again. There must be what we call transformation. There must be what we call, the work of grace in the heart. Actually, I wonder how you can be a choir member, or a chorister, and there's no experience of Christ there. It's actually a waste of time, because I know that in this church, CAC, and several churches, we don't pay our choir masters. And where they pay, how much do they pay? How much are they paying? Actually, it's even good to pay, because there'll be sense of commitment. Not only that, in the Bible, in the temple, we have musicians, and they must eat. They must eat. So it's biblical that choir masters are paid. But if they say, I'm going to sacrifice, that's a good one. From their heart, they are sacrificing for that without being paid. But my point is, those that will be involved in this building, is like bringing a mechanic to come and be a medical doctor. I said, mechanic, please come and attend to this patient, corona patient for that matter. All right? What will he do with it? All right? That is misplaced. It won't work. The same thing for someone who has not experienced Christ, doing the work of Christ, it will not work. So building now, there is a human capital building, which Christ did on the cross, which must take place in the life of those that, God will pass through in the way of ministry. Actually, You can't give what you don't have. All right? But you can pretend that you have what you don't have. And therefore, giving what you don't have. All right? But that's false. But to be realistic, the first thing to do in building effective ministry is building a choir, an individual that have experienced both. And that is salvation. And that's the starting point. So if you are in the choir here and you don't experience it, I think there's a misplaced priority. You have jumped the line. The first stage is being born again and having your name in the book of life. And that is the first thing that must be in the ministry. And after that, we gather together, acquire, and training. That's another thing in building effective ministry. Some people felt, oh, this brother is born again, he has a good voice, he can sing. You think so? No training, no grooming, no effective digestion of the elements of musical elements. And I know some churches that they just think, wow, so you have a voice, you have good voice, you can sing. Come and join the choir. Maybe there's someone he can only play key F sharp on the piano, on the keyboard. And he will be transposing. Any music he will transpose. You can play piano. Come and join the choir. The person can play key C on the trumpet. Only key C. Come and join the band. No, sir. There must be training. That's why I like apostolic faith. You pass through rigorous, serious training because it's a ministry. It's a ministry. And we have to see it like I mentioned. Blocks are necessary, cement, land, water, stone, and several other elements to make a solidified, even iron roof, iron sheet is necessary. In the building, planks, all right, and electrification. In today's, everything has to be set. Maybe air condition, maybe fan. All those things, electrical setting and finishing, and even painting. These are things needed in what? Building a beautiful church or a beautiful house, that will be admired. The same thing in building effective, music ministry. Individuals that must be used must know God. Secondly, the choir leaders, I've discovered that some choir leaders, they just, because they show kind of zeal, they are added to at the way it's like you have the zeal to be in the choir, come and lead. No, sir, it's not done. There must be training too. There must be training, because before you can have effective music ministry. I'm sure you've seen teachers, lecturers especially. We go for conferences, in fact, international conferences. It's not because they don't have PhD, but because there are current trends that they need to get to know so that they can be able to teach students properly. And they have to go for conferences almost every month. At least twice a year, they go for conferences and get acquainted with current debate and discourse in their area of scholarship. And that is why, as an effective music ministry and minister, we need effective training. And that is part of what we are doing now. That as an individual, you must know God and continue in training. What are the things we needed? Like I mentioned yesterday, the elements, the rudiments of music, and then we have to develop from rudiment to what we call harmony, and what we call counterpoint. Although this one is more common in the department of music, all right. But since you say you want effective music ministry, we cannot do without it. And I will still refer you to my book. Look at that book. Go through it, lesson by lesson. All right. Some of you do composition. I saw some of your compositions performed last year. Some of them, they are beautiful, but having training like what we are doing now will go a long way in helping you. And I'm sure this 1 hour talk cannot do that. It cannot bring that to pass. But it's just to catapult us, just to give us, keep us testing, so that we can go for the best that is needed. Let me say in this place that building effective music ministry has a lot to do with the church vision and mission. The church vision and mission for choir ministry is very important. There are some churches that I discovered that they don't care the kind of music they listen to in the church. In fact, they will tell you, you don't really just sing. We are waiting for minister. Some of them they care more about far more about preaching than the singing, and the results also there, because it is garbage in, garbage out. When you don't invest in the choir, and that's why I'm imploring our pastors in the church, CACSA church, please invest in the choir. You can't get what you don't have in the choir. You want a good sound, but you don't give them digitally powerful speakers, and you want the best. It doesn't work. So I will employ our pastors, please give the best. Give the best to choir. I will still emphasize this after now. Thank you. Yes, our pastors, they must invest. Sometimes we invest in church building. Very important that we have to do that. We have a lot of investment in pastor's house, the mission house, and it's good. It's very important. I discovered that some churches we never invest in choir. We expect, choir members to buy the instrument. Yes, we encourage them to do. But I'm begging us, we pastors, I know you are listening to me too. Please, they can buy their personal instruments. I don't think they would like to buy speakers or mixers in the church. If they buy maybe they're able to buy their guitar. They need good speakers. Not the one that make for, if while you are preaching, you are not hearing yourself, and you are beating the mic. And what kind of mic do the choristers use these days? I'm sure you are aware about, but we have qualities of mics. It's not the mic you just go and say, just get one for us. And before you know it, after a week, the mic is bad. And it's not good. So when you don't invest, don't expect. I know a minister who sent some of his choristers abroad to go and study. He personally sponsored them to go and study how can they make this church music a global, fantastic, a great one. That's his vision. You may say, we don't have the money, but do you have it in your mind in the first place? I say, that's not the next thing in our agenda in the church. That is what I'm saying. So, in having effective music ministry, in building it, pastors has the greater role to play. I know some pastors say, I give you 3 minutes. If you have 5 stanzas, sing one and chorus. If you don't leave, and they really mean it. And you want them to prosper, and you want a good music. The time you will need it, you'll be disappointed. They will not get it for you. Pastors, please invest in the choir. Some of the mixers they use is outdated. It's not just outdated, it's bad. It's not good. you need to buy equipment. And sometimes we just say, yes, we bought it 2017. You know, the problem with us, I'm sorry to use this word, churches, is that after buying an instrument, we do feel, in 10 years, nothing should touch it. No maintenance. But you eat every day, you bath every day. When you're even sick, you take drug. There's no maintenance of this. If you use 50,000 or 50, or let's say 3 million to buy musical instruments, at least you must have 500,000 for maintenance. So sometimes we felt, we bought them instrument, they spoiled it. Did they just spoil it? No, they were using it. They are not using it for themselves. They are using it in the church. Yes, we are not saying they should be careless. But these are gadgets that need to be maintained. And, you know, that is why, please, if your instrument, no matter how good you are a good singer you have, or trained singers, if you don't have equipment, good equipment, you can be sure it won't work. So building an effective music ministry, it is spiritual, it is technological. You must buy quality, even recording, even digital recording. Pastors, you must provide those things. You must. And with that, we can be sure that, you know, we are going to have an effective, you know, music ministry. Because, as we said, building it's not that it's built. It's a process. It's a continue. Like I said, it's a continue. And even building too, you know, some of us, maybe we have been to Dubai, and we saw the hotel there. You know, it's a gradual building. They were building it. They've started another one now. They are building it. The building from one level to another. That is how music ministry should be. The vision and the mission of the pastor determines the success of the choir. That's the truth. The vision and the mission, the vision you have about choir will determine the amount of attention you will give to it. If your vision is let them just sing and it's not to just play the keyboard and then people rejoice and then we go. If it is that you want, you also get it. But if you want to make your work and your ministry and your preaching with the singing to be effective in the church and in the global, we are talking about two things now. The local assembly, and I will continue to re-emphasize because sometimes we are not aware that things have changed. That's why I feel I should talk about shifting. You must shift. You know, those days of saying, Baba Lola, how many speakers does he have? How many mixer did he use? Baba Lola, he was on the mountain, and rain, and the snake, and he died, and he used water, and he's using bell. And you want to use bell for the choir today, you miss it. No. Current age, with current dispensation, with current musical instruments. These are the things. And it depends on the vision of the pastor. That each year you budget. I say, for this year, I'm budgeting so amount for building the church. I'm budgeting so amount to develop the choir. I'm budgeting so amount to buy musical instruments. I'm budgeting so amount for repairs. It's a budget. It's to do a yearly budget. Yes, you know that, okay, how much are we expecting this church? How much is pastor's salary? How much is this one? How much for the youth? How much for the women? How much for the choir? Sometimes some pastors don't have ₦1 budget for choir. They don't have. They say if they have need, they should talk. They don't have any need. It's not to sing. What budget? How can you be budgeting for choir? What did they need? And that is why we get where we are. And then focus. The choir master, the pastor, what kind of focus do you have? Focus. What kind of focus? Who are your targets? As we get the instruments, who are your targets? Who are the people in the church? Focus. In academic world, we talk about research focus. They tell you, what are you saying? What is your research focus? That is, where are you doing your research? Who are the people you are looking at? Even your methodology. Who are the people you are interacting with? In a church, maybe it's a youth church, there are ways of presenting songs to youth church. Maybe predominantly adults. There are ways of presenting. That's why some churches now, they have adults and they have what's called youth and young adults church, so that they can meet their needs in words and also in music. And then, brethren and my pastors, if you want to hear the truth, I will tell you the truth. But if I'm sure you don't want to deceive you. That's why you invited me again. If you don't invest in the choir, you will not get the best from the choir. You will not. But I'm sure with the little you can give, an encouragement. Because I was told that some pastors, and that is why, sir, overseer, sir, and choir master, national choir master, please, you need to give orientation to our pastors. There's not much choir master can do. He's still under pastor. When you have rehearsed you came for choir practice on Wednesday, you were here on Saturday, and your song is about 10 minutes, and you have arranged everything, and the pastor said you have 3 minutes to sing. Will it not be discouraging? Choir member say, what's the waste of time? Why am I here? If I practice for 5 hours, 2 hours on Wednesdays, 2 on Wednesdays, and 2 hours on Saturday, and I have to come 1 hour before the service in the morning, 5 hours, and the song is just for 10 hours, yet you said you can't sing. 3 minutes, if not, you ring the bell, and you actually did. You did the first Sunday, the second Sunday, the third Sunday. They will find, in fact, if you see some of them in the church, then they really love the church. Please, pastors, get focused. Don't let this youth, don't let them disappear. Yeah, you want to keep the youth in the church, give them good music. Not worldly music, good music. Gospel music. They will stay. And the Lord will help us. Now, another important thing is, what future do you have? What future do you have in mind? Somebody said, Nigeria, even Nigeria government, that they don't have vision more than 1 year. Budget for 1 year. America has a plan for 100 years to come. I was in a meeting by the grace of God in which they are thinking about 100 years. They will not be here by then, but they are projecting that by this time, what can we do for our children, our grandchildren? How do we help them? How do we keep financial buoyancy for our children yet unborn? I was saying, wow, see these people. They are thinking of the children yet, but yet, on this side of the world, he said the youth are the leaders of tomorrow. That tomorrow we have never seen anyway. But I believe church can be a change agent that could think about tomorrow and say, okay, look at these young ones in secondary school and they are in the choir. What plan do you have for them in the future? What kind of plan? Building their musical knowledge, the gift. What plan do you have for them? These are the shifts we must begin to have. That in the next 5 years, and I want to write it down for your masters, 5 years, what do you want to achieve? You know that some of those in the higher institution, they will have got married. Some of them, maybe they are in Oshogo, you just discover that they are in US, and they are married. Are you thinking about them propagating this building of the music ministry in US? Or you are just segmenting your mind to Nigeria or to Oshogo, maybe? So you begin to think about the future. Some of them in secondary school now, they've been in higher institution. How are you planning? Now the pastors, the choir leaders, and our parents, who are mothers that are in the choir. You and your daughter, you are both in the choir. What is your plan musically for this child of yours? So, if that future is not there, there's no building. That is why things here collapse. That is why things are not working well, because there's no what we call continuity and there's no sustainability. It shouldn't be in the church. It shouldn't be in the church. Church should be an example where we think about the future. About, yes, this choir, what do you want it to be in the next 10 years? By that time, maybe my pastor, the national choir master, Pastor Titus, another, mommy, the state choir master in Lagos, and the powerful conductors here. You have, in the next 10 years, you are no longer a kid. How are you trying to hand over, to the next generation? If that gap is missing, then you are not a success. Then you don't have success story. These are pattern of building that we must plan now. Yeah, I'm sorry, we may not be thinking about that now, but that's the purpose of this workshop. That is the purpose of this training, that you begin to think. Even we in secondary school, what are your plans? By God's grace, if you get to my house, I have what's called diary and jotters. And I write almost every day things to do today. In fact, the beginning of the year, I wrote Vision 2020 to Vision 2030. And I'm writing down there, what are the things I want to achieve in the next 10 years? In my musical career, as a singer, as an organist, as a trumpeter, as a singer in the church. All right? The music, what are my goals? So after I wrote it down, and I'm monitoring it. Even as a career, as a musicologist. I said, what are my goals? And by God's grace, I think you saw my biography is with you. It takes you working with God, and also God helping you to build it. And say, no, yes, but it's also in your hand. No, it is you are right. Your future is in the hand of God. It's also in your hand. So, my youth begin to write down what I want to achieve in the next 10 years. In fact, what kind of career you want to follow? What kind of career? You want to be a medical doctor? That is what is raining. It's good, and it's very good. It's good. But a medical doctor without leaving your ministry, singing ministry, is very critical for you to keep this in mind. That no matter your career, no matter the blessing God has given you, no matter who you are, you focus on this music ministry, because it's a ministry God has called you to. So, planning your future is dynamic, is very important, and we have to really look at that in relation to our scholarship, to our ministry, building the ministry, building the music ministry. Some people will belittle ministry in relation to the future. It's as if, let me just do what I can do now, because when I get old, I'll just... But when you are not thinking about the future and the ministry, when you don't think what you don't think about, you don't act on it. It is what you ruminate, what you think about, what you meditate about, that is what you act on. So if you don't meditate on, suspending, keeping the ministry alive for the next generation, you are sure you are not going to act on it. I'm going to employ all the choristers, begin to write down, as I said, write down, pin down, and think through what you want to achieve. How many souls do you want to win to Christ through the ministry, through your singing? How many souls do you want to actually influence? And these are the building. These are the building effective building. Because what is the purpose of ministry in the future and now? Is to make sure souls are saved. Souls are rescued from hell. Souls are brought to the kingdom of God. And we may say Jesus will come tomorrow. How about if he's not here? Some people thought Jesus, the Great Tribulation has even started during this coronavirus. But you know that there's nothing like that. I'm sure you know that in 1918 to 1920, that's about 100 years ago, there was influenza. 2 years, millions of people died in Nigeria. And people thought, oh, the end of the world. No, the end of the world wasn't. This is already 100 years, man. So, maybe in the next 100 years, Jesus may decide. And say, my father may say, my son, no, still wait. But it could happen tomorrow. It may not happen in the next 200 years. That is why you live your life as if Jesus is coming today. You plan as if Jesus is coming, in years to come. And with that, you keep hope alive and ministry alive. I begin to think that the next year conference, if Jesus tarries and keep us alive, we need to evaluate what we are saying now and what we are going to achieve. If you don't do anything about all these things we are saying, you know that you don't have any blocks in building. You don't have any cement in building. You are not getting use of water in building. Stones and rocks are not used in your building. You know that you are not using the correct workers in your building. In this music ministry, building, as I said, the main ministers, the choirs themselves, the leaders, and in case you may not know, the financials, the individuals in the church. They are not pastors. They are not members of the choir. They are not even choir masters. Some of them are very important, and we must note them. Some of them are in love with music, but maybe they don't have singing voice. And they just feel, I must help choir. These are the people we must write them down. Say, who are the people that can even help us? Write down their names. Prayerfully consult them and say, sir, I know you are in love with music. Look at the challenges. Look at the issues in the church. Meet them, we call them givers in the church. Special givers. And discuss with them. Tell them, they may not even give the money. At least we need so speakers, this type. Okay, we need so mics, this type. We need so mixer, this type. We need the keyboard, this type. Let them just order it and bring. If in case they are afraid that the money might go the wrong way. Because sometimes, I'm sorry to say, pastors, if somebody dropped the money and said 5 million should be used to buy instrument and the mission church is not yet built, Coffee 5 million, coffee instrument. I think commission house. You want to divert the money, but if we get the instruments, these are the ways we can build music ministry. I know we have passion, but passion not backed up with work will be useless. Somebody said, vision without work is a night dream, or it's a daydream. Alright? You are just dreaming. You have passion. But you are not backing it up with work and daily personal involvement in getting something done. It won't work. From my personal experience, it won't work. I've been, by God's grace, I have been choir master since I think I was 4 or 5 years old. Alright? From primary school. And from my experience, even at that age, we plan. Childish planning. As choir master leading the children choir. Yes, we plan for Ajodun and festivals and the rest. And that time I had 2-man band. Before, that's a primary school. 2-man band, we move from house to house. We plan. It's a planning work. And by God's grace, it it is the build that now gave me privilege to be a university lecturer today as a musicologist. Not just for theory, but also performing. And please, this is the way. And I will encourage you, if you are in secondary school, you are thinking of the course to read, go and read music. I'm sure some of you will be smiling and say, music of all courses. There is medicine, there is engineering, there is a law, legal or lawyer or whatever, law. I will tell you, music has left the place you put it. Music now is a global discourse. And I will encourage you, that is part of building. Part of building. Building effective ministry. Music ministry. Because when you are a music scholar and a child of God, number one, you use it as a profession and you use it to build the church of God. The basic musical contours and development that are needed year to year, you are getting used to them, and with this you can begin to help the church on a daily basis. On a daily basis, you know how to interact with people in the society. You know the kind of music to play among some group of people because you have learned it in the university. I believe the Lord will help us in this. So planning for the future is very paramount, and I cannot overemphasize this. Like I said, investing in the future, investing in our now, and investing in the future. Meet individuals that are well to do. And when I say well to do, it's not that until you give you 1 million. Maybe some people, maybe they have 5,000, 10,000, 15,000. Don't say it's too small. Get it and buy something and recognize them. They may not want to be recognized. Write a letter of thanks or acknowledgement that you recognize their worth. Just recognized by Christ, but also let them feel that they belong. With this, choir will grow. And then another important thing I would say building the choir is choir masters. When you use just one person to take solo every time, you destroy the choir. You destroy the choir. That is only this person, only this brother, only this sister. There should be sense of belonging. There should be sense of belonging. And with that, nobody will feel cheated or feel snubbed or feel, neglected in the choir. These are the ways of being. That means you are building everybody. This person may not be able to sing solo now. He'll be able to sing it tomorrow. And with that, we can begin to grow. We can begin to develop. And begin to develop the choir, develop individuals, develop the group, develop the state, and develop the country. And develop even those that are outside the country. Get in link with them. Those that call them, let them belong. And you can even do some Zoom and do some recordings. And let there be synergy of strength in the build, in the build-up of the choir ministry. I'm very grateful for this opportunity to speak once again with the pastors, the choir master. I thank you for the privilege to share with you. Now, I'm sure after these 2 lectures, there will be time for questions in which we can meet. I can hear your voice, you can also hear mine. But keep these things in your mind. Keep them firmly in your mind. Your vision, your mission, your focus, the finance, the future. Keep them. They are all compartmentalized into building the music ministry. Thank you for listening. I'm very grateful.